Yeah.
All right. Hi, Mrs. Smith. Welcome. We're glad to meet with you. Sorry that we have to do this IEP meeting via Zoom, but due to COVID restrictions, we appreciate you taking the time to meet with us via Zoom. We did send you all of the documents electronically. Did you get those documents?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. We'll go through those and ask for your signature at the end of the meeting if you agree to the things that we've discussed in this meeting. Let's quickly do introductions. I'm Mrs. Radden. I'm the principal of the school. Justin, Mr. Justin.
I'm Justin. I'm Gladys' special education teacher.
Hello, Mr. Navarro. I'm Gladys' general education teacher.
And I'm Mrs. Smith. I'm Gladys's mom.
Great, wonderful. Thank you. And we're excited to have Gladys with us today also. Hi, Gladys.
Hi.
All right, so this is our annual IEP review, just to review how things have gone over the last year and to make any adjustments to the IEP that we have for Gladys. We're going to review the progress that she's made so far according to the goals that we had last year, and we will discuss any adjustments, any suggestions that we have for adjustments. So we've already sent all of the parental rights information to you, Mrs. Smith. Did you have any questions about that?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, wonderful. So I will go ahead and have Mr. Justin take over from here.
Okay, so Mrs. Smith, if you do not agree with the IEP plan, you have the right to sign that you disagree and do not accept the proposed plan. If you reject the plan, all that means is that we will work together to develop an acceptable plan for your child. Like you said, you received this via email. Do you have any questions about that?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Okay, so Mrs. Smith, this is an example of what we've been having her do in class. So you can see here that there are two answer choices, and we have told her to color in one of them. And right now, she's coloring in both. She's barely getting to learn the system that she needs to choose one of the answers and the answer that she thinks is correct. So now I'm going to go over the goals, both academic and behavioral goals that she'll have for the year. Remember, we are continuing these. So for counting, so given a hundreds chart, she will rote count from 1 to 100 in 3 out of 4 opportunities a week across a 2-week period as measured by teacher and charted data observations. So she's able to use that numbers charts to count to 100. She will add 10 problems of 2-digit by 1-digit numbers and subtract 10 problems of 2-digit by 1-digit numbers with at least 80% accuracy in 3 or 4 opportunities. An example of that is like 15 minus 7. And so now onto her behavioral goals. For behavior, she will independently identify 4 emotions. So an example would be happy, sad, mad, and tired. When asked, how do you feel? Using an emotions chart in 80% of opportunities. For self-advocacy, she will independently request to complete a non-preferred task or demand with a preferred staff after completing at least 2 non-preferred tasks or demands with a non-preferred staff. This might be hard to do in a distance learning setting, but maybe she could work with you during preferred tasks. It seems that you two have a good rapport, and maybe she can work with somebody or work with me over her first 2 tasks. For gaining attention, she will appropriately gain attention from staff. An example would be raising hands, tapping shoulder, or just saying excuse me, with no more than 1 verbal cue in the absence of problem behavior in 80% of opportunities. And for the last goal, choosing an alternative, when denied access to a preferred request, Gladys will independently choose an alternative item or activity or accept denial in the absence of problem behaviors in 90% of opportunities. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
That's it. Okay, Mrs. Smith, How do you feel about Gladys's performance in school?
I think she's doing okay. I think there can be some more improvements. I do have some concerns regarding aggression. I know at home I do see more improvements. However, at school where there's more kids around, I am more concerned if her aggression does increase near others. I also am concerned about whether she's improving with identifying letters and numbers or even adding and subtracting. If she's even started practicing adding and subtracting, if she can barely identify the numbers, as well as writing.
Okay, well, we will work together to produce the best plan possible for Gladys.
Thank you.
So Gladys, do you like school? Yes or no?
No.
Why don't you like school, Gladys?
Too many kids.
Okay, yeah, it can be a little bit daunting sometimes. But what is your favorite part about school?
I like recess.
Right, you have a lot of fun playing tag. Okay. All right. I will take this over to Gabe, the general education teacher.
Hello, Mr. Smith. So I have to agree with some of the concerns that you have. So Gladys currently is not on grade level, and is severely impacted by her learning disability. And I also would like to agree that there is this issue with aggression, which increases with the academic frustration or when she's working with other students. And so, like she says, she doesn't enjoy the fact that there's a lot of people in the classroom sometimes. And so what we've done to kind of curb that is change the curriculum and make it a little easier. So she's working on coloring and working with more tactile and kinesthetics, and then the students are in a different area working on the things that they need to work on. And so, so that's some of the concerns that we have socially. She has some deficits in expressive and receptive language, articulation, and pragmatics. But it's not all bad, and so I do want to talk about some of the strengths. So she is a very tactile and visual learner. She likes to, work with her hands, and want to have audiovisual presentations or even portions of it. She lights up and she gets really excited and wants to participate a little more. So she's a little engaged when we modify this scenario like that, or especially when we get to work outside and do something different. It's almost like night and day. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. However, again, to go back to the aggression part of it, she's very difficult to calm down, and she has very strong outbursts, and I think this is a lot of attention-seeking behavior, and so that's a lot of what we have to deal with.
Okay.
So I'm going to be talking about Gladys's present levels of performance and in relation to her goals. So for language arts, she's able to identify capital and lowercase letters from around 40 functional words from the EdMark program. She's able to read 26 of Fry's first 100 sight words, and when given a sentence frame, she can use that frame to help develop, write a sentence. She is currently working on spelling and writing high-frequency words like a, the, like, see, and I. For mathematics, Gladys can rote count to 29. She knows the days of the week and enjoys helping with calendar and class activities. She is subtracting and adding simple one-digit math problems using the Touch Math program. She is adding a two-digit number by a one-digit number with around 50% accuracy. She is subtracting one digit by two-digit numbers with 10% accuracy. And now after the social and emotional behavioral component. She is an energetic and very happy student who enjoys spending time outside, running and playing chase with both staff and peers. During leisure time inside the classroom, she likes to play with kinetic sand, putty, and Play-Doh, and enjoys interacting with staff. She engages in elopement, defined as any instance of leaving or attempting to leave the immediate area, which is her desk, the classroom, or any designated area outside. 10 feet or more without permission or notifying staff with an average of 0 times per day. She engages in physical aggression an average of 2.8 times per day, which is defined as an instance of slapping with an open hand, biting, scratching, kicking staff, grabbing and or pulling hair or clothing. She also throws items at other people. She's able to ask for help during an activity in 80% of opportunities, and she is able to engage in an alternative when denied access to preferred items or activities in 68% of opportunities. So based off of that, and due to COVID-19 limiting the academic instruction, especially in a face-to-face setting, we're making a suggestion to continue the existing goals and work on them with our improved distance learning model, and obviously, and hopefully when we come back to face-to-face model. There are some changes to her accommodations. One notably is that since she's engaging in a lot of aggressive behavior, we want to make sure that she has an isolated recess and that she's playing by herself. We want to limit the amount of time she's spending with her peers just because of the aggression, and to ensure the safety of her and others. And one modification to her academic instruction is that she's going to be given 2 answers for every question in every subject. And rather than writing the answer out, she is going to color in the answer from those 2 choices. So yes, we're limiting her her writing requirements, and allowing her to color so she's not engaging in maladaptive behaviors, specifically aggression. And with that, I am going to take it over to Bobby.
Mr. Justin and Mr. Navarro for sharing the information you have. Mrs. Smith, did you have any questions for us?
Yeah, so with recess, will this be like year round, or is it just certain times of the week where she's isolated?
I think for right now, we're planning on keeping it permanent, seeing how it goes, seeing how her aggression goes. Mr. Justin, is that correct? It's kind of what I understood, is that she will be doing this, and when we see her behavior improvement, we'll make adjustments to that. Does that sound?
Yeah, yes. So when she's playing in class, there's a lot less items that she can use to hurt an individual. So we'll start by having her work with one peer or play with one peer at a time in class. And when we feel that she's able to limit her aggression, we'll allow her to play with other students outside in recess.
Okay.
Thank you. Did you have other questions, Mrs. Smith?
Not right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so Mr. Justin will put together the formal IEP with all of the information with the recommendations that we have made. If you agree to those, then we will have you sign that IEP. Once he sends you the electronic document, you can then provide an electronic signature and send that back to us. Okay. Did anyone else have anything they'd like to add before we close this meeting? All right, thank you all so much for being here, for taking the time to discuss this sweet girl Gladys. We're really excited to see the progress that she's making, and are encouraged by that, and we look forward to seeing much more in the future. So thank you all. We hope you have a wonderful day.